Mr. B, XRP here, and welcome back. Happy Monday to you. Wishing you a great new week ahead. And we got a lot to talk about today. The market dipped again yesterday on Sunday. We do have big news from Ripple, and it's big news for Ripple and XRP. There's talk of 1% mortgages out there in the United States. I want to touch on that. And there's something out there about work being optional in the future. It's incredibly interesting. We're going to touch on that as well. And there's 31 days left for XRP, and we're going to talk about that. So let's jump right into it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe now and hit the notifications button. Right now on Fiat Leak, XRP is ripping at $2.07, which is much higher than it is over on Coin Paprika. And I talk about this all the time. Sometimes it's a leading indicator, but I'm really not sure. I mean, 3 cents is a lot. I don't know if there's a glitch over there, but it'll be interesting to see if the price moves to 207 here on Coin Paprika or Coin Market Cap as well. We'll watch it. So extreme fear is at 24, which means it's increased since yesterday. Yesterday it was 28. So the lower the number, the higher the fear. I'm surprised it didn't peg. I'm surprised it didn't jump back down to the to 10 or 11 after yesterday's dip. I mean, people are not happy about the dip last night, and there's a lot of suspicion out there of what caused the dip, but we'll talk about it. So this was from the Kobayashi letter. It said, breaking Bitcoin extends losses to plus or minus 5% on the day as crypto erases 150 billion in market cap. Once again, no news at all for crypto, just 600 plus million in liquidations today. So they posted that, and at the time, Bitcoin was at 86,696. You know what? We needed to do the prices, and let's do that. So Bitcoin is at 86,346 right now. Ethereum's at 2,840. Tether's at comfortably holding at $1, and XRP's at $2.04, as I said earlier. So let's see what else we have here. So Trump, all right, this is interesting, and I've spent 25 years in the real estate industry, so this is very interesting to me. Trump calls for Federal Reserve to cut interest rates by 3 to 4 points to 1%. Can you imagine? Listen to this. And we hit play. And
bad place. So we're paying $360 billion a year for each point. Now, I believe we should be 3 or 4 points lower. So that's over $1 trillion we pay every year in interest. And it's really just a paper calculation. You sign a document and you save almost $1 trillion.
Can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine if we had 1%? And I mean, I'm hearing people in the financial world, people that I know, that are expecting mortgages to go down to 1%, and they were at like 2.65% around the time we had the epidemic. But what would happen is everyone would refinance their mortgages. And then if they became portable, which is something else that the administration is talking about, you might find that people never want to pay off their mortgages. At 1%, it's nearly free money. And if it's portable, you can take it with you. So it becomes a financial instrument. Now, how does it affect the banks? Well, it makes the banks obviously less profitable. They're not going to be happy. So it'll be interesting how that'll work. Now, it would probably spike home prices even higher, right? So homes would become more affordable because the interest rates would be so low, but the prices would probably go through the roof. So, you don't get all good. Sometimes you get good and bad, and those prices going up are not going to help young people get into homes. We're going to touch on that a little bit more. So Zach Rector posted this yesterday. He said, market makers time the dump right as Trump says he picked a new Fed chair. So look, this was last night. I don't know that it was Trump, Trump picking a new Fed chair. I just think it was the end of the weekly candle, and that's the way it was going to go. But we're going to touch on the new Federal Reserve chair in just a second. So XRP ETF tracker, 820 million. We're going to be watching that today and this week, see when we hit $1 billion. Let's see here. Okay, let's go to this first. Trump already picked Jerome Powell's replacement, and he's grinning ear to ear when reporters ask if it's Kevin Hassett. And let's see here. Kevin Hassett is on Trump's Economic Council now. So let's see how.
Fed Chair
So he didn't answer the question whether or not. A lot of people are speculating it's him. He was on Face the Nation yesterday. I saw for a pretty extended period of time. Seems like a really nice guy. Look, he's going to do whatever Trump wants him to do. That's why Trump's going to put him in place. Let's face it. If Trump wants 1% mortgage rates, that's where they're going. So you can bet on whoever he puts in that position, they're going to do exactly what he wants. This was interesting. So this is 21 Shares is supposed to launch their ETF today, their XRP spot ETF. And I just think it's important to hear this, right? Why would anyone invest in an ETF over having spot XRP or even a Bitcoin ETF and compared to having spot Bitcoin? So I want you to hear this.
In other words, broadly speaking, why should somebody, and I'll let you answer who that somebody may be, why should somebody look into an ETH Bitcoin ETF product?
Versus a direct exposure?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of benefits to that. I mean, usually to the clients we speak, family offices, private banks, independent asset managers, and now also pension funds. They don't want to deal with the technical hurdle. They don't want to set up a wallet. They don't really want to worry about the custody in the back end. And they also don't want to have a separate account to manage their portfolio. That's why an ETF is just a very convenient solution to get exposure. And usually banks around, especially Europe, but around the world, they love to work with us because it's an easy plug and play and offering for the end clients.
Don't underestimate these ETFs, guys. These ETFs are very, very important. A lot of people are going to want to hold ETFs and not spot crypto, and that's why these XRP ETFs are so important. So do not underestimate them. This is something from Elon Musk that came out that was published all over the internet this weekend, and it's just so interesting. I mean, to dip into this guy's mind and what he's thinking, but hear what he says about work being optional in the future.
Prediction is in less than 20 years, working will be optional. Working at all will be optional, like a hobby. Pretty much.
Mind blowing.
And that would be because of increased productivity, meaning people do not have to work?
They don't have to. I mean, look, obviously people can play this back in 20 years and say, look, Elon made this ridiculous prediction. It's not true. But I think it will turn out to be true that in less than 20 years, and maybe even as little as, 10 or 15 years, the advancements in AI and robotics will bring us to the point where working is optional. In the same way that, like, say, you can grow your own vegetables in your garden, or you could go to the store and buy vegetables. It's much harder to grow your own vegetables. but some people like to grow their vegetables, which is fine, but it'll be optional in that way, is my prediction.
God, he sees things that we just don't see. I mean, it's unbelievable. Elon is, I know, some people don't like him. Some people do. I think he's a genius of our time. And one of the things I did this year is I bought my first Tesla. I got a Tesla for my wife, and I will tell you, we've owned a lot of cars over the years, and it is the greatest car I've ever owned in my life. And that self-driving feature is insane. I literally have it drive me 3 hours from one part of Florida to another. I never touched the steering wheel. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, I can't speak enough about Tesla. It's great. And you know what I did? I actually put my my Tesla link in the description of the video. Anybody's looking for a Tesla, I've got a link. You'll get perks or a discount if you want to use my link. But love my Tesla. Absolutely love it. It's a great thing. Okay, this was interesting. JP Morgan moved its entire gold desk to Singapore. What's going on?
Last Thursday, with no press release, JP Morgan Chase moved its entire gold trading desk that handles billions of dollars every day from New York to Singapore. This is not an expansion. This is an escape. 50 plus traders and their families were told to be in Singapore by the end of last week. The linked email reads, relocate all COMEX eligible gold operators to Asia Pacific by end of week. Gold is now trading at $4,256 an ounce, up $54 just today. JP Morgan has already delivered $4 billion in physical bullion against New York futures contracts this month alone. the biggest physical delivery since 2008. Singapore has no gold import tariffs, is friendly with BRICS nations, and JP Morgan's private bank There is exploding within ultra-high net worth clients moving money out of the United States. Jamie Dimon visited the Shanghai Gold Exchange in March and has been building deep ties with China's gold market ever since.
I don't know what's going on there. I mean, very interesting stuff. I mean, and look, Singapore is in the news again, right? Late last night, Ripple announced huge news from Singapore. The MAS, which is the Monetary Authority of Singapore, has approved an expansion scope of payment activities for our major payment institution license, enabling us to deliver end-to-end fully licensed payment services to our customers in the region. So big congrats to Ripple. Look, we're going to learn a lot on the impact this is going to have on Ripple, their business, and XRP. But it sounds like Ripple is fully licensed payment service in Singapore, which is going to help them serve that APAC region. And it's big news. I mean, it's absolutely big news, and I can't wait to hear Brad Garlinghouse tweet about it and talk about it on the financial channels and see how they expect this to impact their business and all that good stuff. So big news coming from out of Ripple. Look, there are 31 days left in the year. This poll went around last week. 24% of the people thought XRP was going to be somewhere between $5 and $10. 15% of the people thought it was going to be around $20. 23% of the people thought it was going to be around $100. And 37% of the people thought it was going to be around or below $5. We have 31 days left. We got a major dip going on right now, so we have to gain a lot of ground between now and the end of the year. Hopefully, a lot of good news will happen. We'd love to see a holiday bull run. Nothing makes people happier than a holiday bull run. So that's it for this one, guys. Please please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification buttons if you want to be notified when I release videos. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research. See you next time. Bye-bye.